Right, welcome to the Powerful Lives podcast with none other than the legend Michael Watson.
Certain things happened to me on the day of the fight that really affected my performance. This time, it's for real. You will see the real Michael Watson on September the 21st when we get this, this menace out of the system.
Absolutely not tonight. Tonight's his night, Dave. I'll tell you, he's really hurting Eubanks here.
Watson was a very, very good boxer.
Michael came from a similar background to Chris on the council estates of East London. A shy boy, he took up boxing to defend himself and quickly became a big name. In their first fight, Chris won on a disputed points decision, so 3 months later, the pair squared up for a rematch.
That's the only thing I regret in my career, and really, yeah, it's...
Move on, Chris. It's all right. It's okay, bro. Let's move on in life. Peace and love. I love the Chris.
Icon, an absolute icon of British boxing. To give him an even bigger head than he's got now, the icon of British boxing, Mr. Michael Watson.
Thank you very much.
How are we doing, Mike?
It's a great privilege to be here with you gentlemen.
Good man.
The fourth is back.
Good man.
It's good to be back.
And with our good friend as well, Haroon.
My maiden carer.
God bless.
My hero.
Good man.
Who saved my life from destruction when I had my carjacking. Truly an amazing soul he is. I was in bits and pieces. I was traumatised until I met this hero, my carer. He gave me the confidence I needed in my life.
Respect, mate.
It brought back my fighting spirit. It made me feel confident again. Thank God for him.
One love.
God bless. Good man, good man.
Mike, I'd love to take it back right to the beginning with yourself, just to where you actually grew up. You know, how you actually got into boxing. You know, what actually gave you that spark?
It's a long story. I got bullied by a big. I had a game of football in my flats, and I scored the winning goal. Fortunately, my rivals, one bigger bloke came on to me. Didn't like me scoring the goal. He got a bit upset. He beat me up for it. I thought to myself, I can't keep going throughout life and beaten up by bigger boys. When I went home to my mum said, what I should do is learn self-defense to protect myself. And I decided to go to a boxing club around Mayra. I went into the boxing gym, and I loved it straight away. I just grew attached to the boxing. First time I went into the gymnasium, I loved it from day one.
How old were you, Mike?
I'm 14 years of age.
14.
10 at the tender age of 14, and I loved it. I do believe in fate. And the fate that brought me into that gym, and from then on, my life changed massively.
What was your amateur background like? Because obviously we know a lot about your pro career and stuff like which we're going to talk about. But with your amateur fights, what was your record there? Did you do much in the amateur scene?
Yeah, I did win a lot of titles as an amateur. But Jim, I wasn't keen with the amateur boxing. It's too fast. I was a very slow starter. Amateur boxing was too fast for me. I just didn't have enough time to warm up.
I was going to say this story, and Mike. So he's playing football. He scores a winning goal. He's then winning all these titles in boxing. Is there anything you haven't done?
Being a nuisance.
I don't know. If you would have seen the first 10 minutes when we were setting up, I'm not so sure.
No.
What about football, Mike? When did you sort of stop playing?
I was to play for after junior squad at the Arsenal football ground.
Sorry to hear that, Mike.
Yeah.
Very sorry. As a Spurs fan,
I
I'm
bet you
sorry to
was.
hear that, mate.
That's your problem. So you're feeling, Jim, but that's your problem, mate, not mine.
No. So listen, we're going to touch on, obviously you've had the amateur career and you've got your pro career, good pro career. One of the nights I think that kind of announced Michael Watson to the world, the fight with Nigel Benn, a guy that was a terror, absolute terror, unbeaten, 22 wins, I think 22 knockouts, if I'm right as well.
Absolutely.
I think he stopped everyone. And then you fight him for the Commonwealth title. And this guy was ripping up everyone.
I thought, Jim, that fight could have been a making or breaking on me. If I lost against Nigel, that would have been the end of my career, my life career. That fight against Nigel brought out the best of me and ever before. I trained like I've trained for my life. Basically, it was my life I was training for. If I would have lost against Nigel, that would have been the end of my life, end of me and my life.
I mean, you soaked up a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure. You know, and I think Nigel hit you with every single shot under the sun.
He hit my hands.
Yeah.
If that was my head, I'd be able to forget. Nigel put £15,000 to knock me out in the first round. That's how confident he was. I brought out the best of me. When I heard that, I said to myself, I'll show you by knocking me out in the first round. He brought out the best of me that night.
I've heard you say it before, but I think you said being hit by Nigel was like a hammer hitting your hands.
He was like, he didn't feel human. He's like a machine, a powerful machine. It was like he had metal in his gloves. He didn't feel that. He didn't feel like a human being. No. Ferocious power. Because the force I overcame. The destroyer was destroyed. That fight made me who I am. Put all my world title fights together, Jim. Doesn't match the fight I had for Nigel at the Freedom Park.
I mean, you won the Commonwealth title then. It was still just a trophy then, wasn't it? It wasn't a belt. It was still a trophy. But you was the Commonwealth champion.
The fight made me who I am.
Yeah. Well, I think a few other things.
Thank God for Nigel Benn.
I'm sure he says the same about you, Mike.
I'm sure he does. You should ask him sometime.
I bet you won't be trouble if we get him on here about a coffee. It'd just be nice and easy.
He'd be a nice guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Interesting to see the next generation coming through as well.
Yes.
Do you think that fight happens with Conor Benn and
Ben Eubank?
And Eubank, yeah.
I hope it does. I love the two boys like my sons, Chris Eubank Jr. They're wonderful boys. They really are.
Yeah.
And they call me Uncle Michael. They got a lot of love and respect for me. I wish them all the best.
Yeah.
They're very talented.
I think it's going to be hard to recreate that. I mean, I know why they're trying to do it, but I think it's going to be very hard to, have a Ben and a Eubank and a Watson sort of era again. Don't think you're going to have that.
You can't be old school.
No.
Yeah, it's been in boxing's taken a bit of a downturn.
Too much money involved.
Yeah.
But we were saying the other day, this is the major benefit of the Saudi money coming in, because I think there's so much money being thrown that fights are suddenly going to start happening again.
It's all about putting bums on seats. Forget about the talent, boxing talent. It's just hyping up the fight and putting bums on seats to make money. That's all it is.
Mm.
Which is why, not being funny, which is why a lot of the prospects get upset when they step up kind of that class they're found wanting, because I don't think they've got that kind of that grounding behind them. So they are found wanting, and unfortunately, live on TV, they fall apart because they're not ready for that next step yet. They've kind of been in a want for a better word, they're cash cows, which is a shame. Haroon, what's the? Do you might get to the boxing much?
Not as much as we'd like to, but obviously we ain't gonna beg no one to go to any fights. If they invite us, we turn up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Who wouldn't want the legend boxing royalty at their events? That's on them, not us.
Yeah,
that's right, son. God bless. Absolutely.
Perfect.
I couldn't put it any better.
And what's give me, Brett, and everyone else a little highlight to what's the day in the life of Mike? Tell us what's he get up to? Because I imagine he's, like I said, we've only had 10 minutes of the coffee with him. He's very demanding, mate. Very demanding.
I'm a man that lives in love.
He gets up singing every morning. He's happy. He's joyous. He's content with his life. He's training every day. Sometimes he needs a bit of a push, but
the force is back.
Making a comeback. He's seen how weak the division is. He's coming back.
I don't embarrass himself. There's no one to beat.
Mr. Humble, so humble.
Yeah. So even after a little bit of a push, you know, he's grateful that I've pushed him, and there's not many people that can actually, you know, be in tune with Mike to push him that way. Whereas some people, they wouldn't dare.
This is down to respect. For what my Kevin's brought from how he brought me back from nothing. I can't. The least I can do is show my man respect for what he done for me.
Yeah. So when I first started with Mike, I said like we should always keep this level of respect. We can be friends, but you will always be my boss. So it's strictly business.
That's business.
Sometimes friends seem or can take the piss out of one another.
Is that right?
Yep.
What are you looking at?
See, it's good. It's a good job there's a little gap. It's a good job there's a gap.
That's why we've separated them.
Yeah.
I still couldn't kiss you, Jim.
No, you're rough from over here, mate. I mean, you probably can because your big foot's taking up the whole area. Got me squashed up in the corner.
I'll kick in your kneecap. I'll teach you a lesson.
Going back to the Nigel Benn fight, Mike, how did it feel that night? You know, when you come home, you know, you're going into that fight heavily underdog and you come out on top. Well, how's that feeling? I think most people would love that. And they never actually, then you know, most people go through life, they'll never achieve that euphoria.
Do you know what, my friend? Spirits. I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. I went down on 5 minutes before I came out of the changing room to find Nigel. I got down on my knees and I prayed. Oh God, to give me the strength to take away my fears, give me the strength to beat this man. I finished praying. I felt chained. I felt the inner spirit within me, give me the strength. I felt different spiritually. All my fears disappeared. I felt like a warrior. I just couldn't wait to get in that ring. I felt so calm, felt confident.
And I mean, it's crazy to say because, as I said at the time, Nigel was destroying everyone.
I had that self-belief.
I would have been praying if I was fighting him. I would have been praying to get me out of there. Just don't let me, please. Let something happen.
I couldn't wait to get in there, into that ring to fight Nigel.
Beast.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
There was no fear. I felt so calm. I couldn't wait to get in there. If Nigel put in 15, this is how confident Nigel was. He put £15,000 to knock me out in the first round.
So he lost that.
Right? And I couldn't wait to prove my point. Not me out. In the first round, I couldn't wait to go in and teach him a lesson.
Yeah. So if I remember, it's a straight jab, isn't it? You kind of cover up.
That's right.
And it's a straight jab and then he's gone.
Who told him to walk onto it?
Exactly.
He's a remarkable machine.
Yeah.
What a champion.
If I wasn't around, look at beaten up Iron Barkley after he sold by them, smashed out Jerry McLennan.
Yeah.
When I beat Nigel, I tried to get fight with Sugar Ray Leonard. He didn't want to fight me.
I'm not surprised.
And Marvin Hagler.
I'll be honest, I would like to have seen that. I'd love to have seen Hagler versus Watson. You get all these people talking about, oh yeah, be great to see this fighter, that fighter. Excuse me, that's one fight I would love to have seen.
Yeah, the fights that never happened.
Yeah.
Michael versus Steve Collins. What a fight that would have been.
Me fighting Thomas Hitman, I don't want to fight more at that time. Look at me being a dangerous Don Lee.
Yeah.
The man
that was in Vegas, wasn't it?
No,
Vegas?
No. You got dirty mind, you. I'll think with your mind.
While we're here, we might as well have a little chat about, a WBA world champion.
The donkey rider.
By the name of. We could talk about that one, can't we?
Yeah,
we could talk about that one.
Mike McCallum. What happened,
Mike McCallum. So
riding the stallion.
Let me set the scene. WBA middleweight title. Mike McCallum, another ferocious monster, beating everyone. The night before you fight Mike McCallum, what happens? What happens, Mike? Tell us.
He could have been in my dream.
Sorry, Mike. I'll just save him here. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, so we'll leave it at that.
Amen. Thank you again, man.
Respect, Mike.
Respect. Teamwork.
Yep.
What happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Well, I mean, actually, I was in Vegas not so long ago, and I spoke to Mike McCallum.
Looking for the bushes.
No, I wasn't. Not at all. Not at all. And I spoke to Mike McCallum.
Your glasses steaming up.
And he said, they are steaming up, yeah. But he said that you gave him some very, very tough rounds. Very tough rounds. And he said his words were, Mike was a very tough steak to eat. He said, but I managed to eat it in the end. He said, but it was a very, very tough steak to eat.
He thought me at my worst.
Well, you should have been out partying all night, Mike.
Someone's been in Vegas. I was telling me, right, I'm glad I got a clap. Yeah. It wasn't meant to be. Thank God it wasn't. I told Jim, I'll say that I'm glad I didn't become world champion. Because I had all the wrong people around me.
Yeah, I remember. You had Tim Westwood, didn't you, heavily involved?
Absolutely, yeah, that's right.
I'm sure I remember seeing him in the matching tracksuit bottoms with you and the Joe Bloggs clothing.
I don't know how he got into this. It's amazing, Jason. Tim Westwood of all people, he was like my closest friend. Everywhere I went, he was there.
Did you not even know how he was friends with you?
Where is he now?
Just come out one day, he's done your car up.
Yeah, yes. He just...
Mike Watson's squad. Tim Westwood of all people.
I remember, because there was all those Joe Bloggs tracksuits that you were walking around in. And
where's the Joe Bloggs posse now?
Don't know where it's gone.
They disappeared all of a sudden.
But that's it, though. Listen, when you're at the top of your game, that's where all the hangers on that come in and they're all trying to tag on. And
could you imagine if I was world champion, Jim, what I'll be up to? Tim Westwood, my right hand man.
I know what you did when you weren't world champion, so.
Vegas.
That would have been terrible, mate.
Oh,
terrible.
I'm a bad influence on myself.
But keeping on the boxing flavour, obviously we're skipping quite a bit. We want to talk about some highlights. I mean, you had a fantastic career, very successful career. We're going to talk about the first Eubank fight as well. You land that fight with Chris. I have to say, not because you're sitting here, not being biased, I think every single person that's watched that fight has agreed that Michael Watson should be the WBO world champion that night.
Shouts out to Chris Eubank Senior.
Yeah. Listen, fair play to Chris. I know Chris has always been nothing but pleasant about you. But how did you feel about that?
People, Jim, I'm absolutely content. I'm very happy that I didn't become world champion. But one thing that sticks with me, I'm the people's champion.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
For to be the people's champion than having the belt around my waist.
Yeah.
I'm in the heart of my people.
Yeah, which is true. And
everywhere I'm going, they acknowledge me. Wherever I am, you might think I'm blowing my trumpet. Well, I am. Loud and clear. I'm proud to be the people's champion, Jim.
It's crazy, but when you listen to Mike obviously talk like that, and you think when you're a boxer, you set out, you want to be a world champion. If you don't become a world champion, you're bitter. Yeah, you know, you feel like it's kind of a chapter you've not fulfilled. And Mike sits there and talks about, you know, he's content, he's happy he didn't become a world champion.
Chris has acknowledged me. When Chris Eubank sees me, he called me king.
Nice.
It's because you whipped his ass twice, Mike. That's why.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
You know, and from the people, even they call me champion. My fans call me champion.
Was you always this content? You know, was you content after that first fight, or did you feel like you should have been champion?
I'm glad I didn't become world champion because I would have the wrong people around me. I got best people around me now. Like Carol, Aaron Top Black.
Yeah.
You know, the help he's given me just should have been amazing, Jim.
But even back on the first fight, Mike, didn't you feel? Listen, I mean, it's beautiful where you are in life now. I have to say, and the way you look at life is absolutely fantastic. And I can't say it does inspire everyone. It really does. But surely there's a bit you look back and think, you know, I was robbed that night. I should have been a world champion.
Credit where credit is due.
It wasn't meant to be. I'm content. I'm at peace. I'm happy. I'm very joyful because I've got the right people around me. I could have become more champion having the wrong people around me, and I wouldn't have been at peace. But now I'm going to the title. I'm very joyful with having the right people around me. Most important, I've got God in my life.
Amen.
I've got God in my life. He's one to create the peace in my mind. Lord God Almighty, in Jesus' name. Yeah. I've got so much peace. God in me has given me the love and peace and harmony in my life. I've got the right people around me.
It's so refreshing to hear. As I said, you know, as a boxer setting out to turn around and say that, you know, it's...
Jim, the peace of God. God is my sledge to the right man to be by my side, who on top of that.
Oh, God bless.
Good.
Nice
stuff.
You only got to look at the likes of Mike Tyson with the wrong people around him.
Absolutely. With all the money got in, like, that's not doing no good.
No.
The people you have been, it's not what you know to you know in life.
Yeah.
And it's a privilege to know you, Jim.
And yourself, Mike, and yourself. I must admit, and yourself.
My humble servant.
Just a humble carpenter, that's all I am. Humble carpenter.
It's a pleasure to know, Jim.
Pleasure to know you too, brother.
We are brothers.
We are brothers. Even though, you know, I don't know about the diva-ness with the coffee and stuff like that, but we'll work on that, Mike. We'll work on that.
I've got to welcome you, Jim. A humble servant.
Right, okay then. Right. You've got me off of the first Eubank fight, even though it sticks in my throat because, as I said, you're a world champion for me. Okay, forget that. We go to the second Eubank fight. Everyone knows what's happened, but can you give us your experience of? Because I'm going to be sorry to stop you there, but before you say something, I know full well because I've heard you say it before. What you're going to say is absolutely stun a lot of people, and I'll let you go, Mike.
I knew, mate, if the fight me and Chris Eubank got the distance, I had to stop Chris to claim the victory. I had to knock him out to become a winner. If the fight would have gone the distance, I knew without doubt I would have lost the fight.
How did you feel going into that fight? As in, you know, was you confident after the first one?
Destroy. That was programmed in my mind just to stop him.
And you did a number on him. I mean, you dropped him as well, didn't you? You dropped him. You did an absolute number.
Some fight,
I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. No mercy.
And you was winning that fight,
100%,
like, all day long.
Again, shout out to Chris Eubank Senior. He even says it himself. Mike nearly killed him in that ring that night.
Yeah,
that's what Chris said.
But I must admit, watching that fight from the first fight, in the second fight, you'd seen there was a bit of spite about Mike's punches. There were a lot more Mike's always been very technical, fantastic boxer, but that night he was ripping into his shots. You know, when he threw a body shot, it wasn't, but he was ripping into the shots. He he was a man on a mission. You know, he was a man on a mission.
I think like what he just said, he knew he needed to stop him.
Absolutely, Jim.
Yeah. And then, obviously, we all know what happened in the 12th round.
Fate took his place.
Yeah. But your memories of that, you've always described that feeling to me. What did you feel that night? You, in your words, you tell us. Tell us where you went.
Different zone.
I mean, you've spoken quite highly of that. And there's been times where Mike's spoken and he's been in public and he was saying, you know, it feels like he kind of went to another place, if you like.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I died and I went to the heavens.
Which obviously started a whole new chapter in your life that night.
I went out onto a spiritual level.
Yeah.
My spirit left my frame. And I went elsewhere, Jim. Then I came back onto this earth.
Mm.
I've been to heaven and I come back.
And you've always said that. You've always said that. I've heard you say that a lot. A hell of a lot.
That's it. So they're in the heaven.
Yeah.
A pleasure for people like you and I, for the good.
Mm. Powerful. Very powerful.
God has prepared a place for all the good souls on this earth.
I hope I'm going there, Mike.
Just continue to be good.
I'm trying. I'm trying, Mike. Me and Brett are trying. You know what I mean? We're trying, mate.
Just stay good, Jim. Mark Potter, brother Mark, our brother, he's at peace.
Yeah, God bless him. God bless.
This place is not life. The place that God has prepared for his children. A place where you never die. You live on forever in paradise. I know, Jim, I have no fear of dying. This place is not the be all or end all. Life goes on after this world. That's guaranteed. That's your message.
It's a nice thing to think of because not everyone wants to think it's just that's it. It's finished.
This place is just the beginning. This is not like this place is survival.
Yeah.
And there's a place where there's complete joy and love, all God's creation.
I mean, I have to say, even in that unfortunate accident, you still managed to inspire and even change the face of the British Boxing Board of Control, the way it operates. Yeah, I mean, it's well documented what happened there and with the case, and obviously we don't want to go over that, but people like Spencer Oliver and Nick Blackwell, that's just two people that we mentioned. If you hadn't gone through your accident,
they wouldn't be alive.
They wouldn't be alive today because you completely changed around the way that the corners work now, where the doctors are in there and stuff like that. And that's all down to you, Mike.
I thank God for the same thing I said, Jim. I'm glad I've been through what I've been through. I've been through this for a purpose, for saving of many lives and giving others in this world, others going through mental problems, to let them know what I've been through. I mean, I'm a miracle within itself. Before I met my carer, I was skin and bones. I wasn't looked after. I had my carjacking.
Yeah.
And that blew, I was in complete isolation. I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked at my face, and it scared the hell out of me.
Well, we didn't want to say too much, Mike, you know.
I was like Billy Goat Gruff.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, anyone suffering mental problems it should have been me.
Yeah.
I'm this. Those that suffer mental health, don't give a hope. Look at my life. I've been through Boston trauma, my carjacking. I'm a miracle within self. Don't give up. Just be determined to move on in life.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air.
If I can make it,
yeah.
if I can go through, if I can go through what I've been through, anyone go through problems throughout their life. Look at my life. Being encouraged.
puts things into perspective.
Don't give up hope.
So, Mike, tell us about, obviously, the incidents happened in the ring. Tell us about the next steps. You're in hospital now. Where are you?
It's amazing. The thing I can remember is me fighting, going up towards the ring, walking up towards the ring to fight Chris Eubank for the World Middleweight Championship. And I can hear my fans chanting my name, Watson, Watson, Watson. I thought it felt great, me being fighting for the World Championship, Middleweight Championship of the world, going into the ring for Chris Eubank. One thing I can remember, fighting Chris, knocking him pillar to post for the Middleweight Championship of the world, being total control. Everywhere I wanted him, he was there. Now putting down with a punch in the 11th round. It's my time to win the World Championship of the world. Went back to the corner and the referee counting Chris Eubank. In 1 minute I can remember Chris Eubank getting up from the punch, coming over to me. Then all of a sudden he catch me with a punch and blank. Everything went into complete darkness. I can remember me then putting me on a stretcher and me going into the hospital for ambulance. It was like a nightmare. Then me going into the medical in the hospital, going through the water, and hearing the patient screaming out, no! It was like a complete nightmare. Being fighting for the championship of the world, and going into a place with nothing but sick patients. It's like a complete nightmare. I can't believe it. It's like a dream.
Sliding doors.
And if I recall right as well, Mike, you went to was it North Mid? And they said that they didn't have the facilities there, so you actually had to go to another hospital.
They brought me to the wrong hospital.
To the wrong hospital. Then you had to go to a second hospital.
That's correct, Jim.
So you're talking for, 40 minutes now? You're not conscious for, 40 minutes?
That's correct. It's a miracle that I'm still alive. Someone's time wasted. Everybody else would have been dead. I'm here for a purpose, Jim.
Most definitely. And so, how long was you in a coma for?
40 days and 40 nights. I couldn't make a sound. The only thing I could see and I could hear I classed my body as a shell. I even saw my mother in my hospital bed talking to my doctor. And my doctor saying to my mother, Mrs. Watson, your son will never be the same again. That's what I heard. Your son will never be the same if he lives, and that's a big if.
And you're hearing this. You're hearing all this.
I'm hearing and seeing. If your son lives, he'll be a cabbage. This is my mother. My mother said to me, said to the doctor, I've got faith my son will live. This is what I heard, Jim. And I was terrified. I said within my spirit, dear God Almighty, please save my life. I said in my inner spirit, in Jesus' name, I'll believe, I'll worship your son, Jesus. Please save my life. I'll be a servant to you, please. And a couple of days after that, guess who came to visit? The nurse came over to me and said to me, Michael, we've got a special visitor. Only God can make those selected people come for the power of the Spirit, Jim. The nurse came to me and said to me, Mike, we've got a special guest for you. We'd like to see him. And I nodded my head in approval, acknowledged and said yes. This this great figure came over to my bed. I spotted the face from a mile. I knew it was Muhammad Ali.
Oh man, Muhammad Ali.
The man.
Wow.
Muhammad Ali, my hero. The man who started me in boxing. He came to see me.
Phenomenal.
And he came over to me, Jim, and said, "What is this? This is the expression. Wow!" He said, "Michael, what's my hero?" He said, "This is Michael, what's my hero? I can't believe it. This is Muhammad Ali, Jim."
What a man.
He said to me, he looked at me, he rubbed his cheek and said, "Man, you're quite a good looking man. But not good looking like me." The way he distorted his face, bro. He distorted himself in such a horrific way. His eyeballs popping over there. I burst out laughing. Jim, it's the first sound I've ever made.
That's phenomenal.
I don't like the first sound I made, Jim.
Goes to show.
That's the power.
That's the sound I prayed when I saw my mum talking to my doctor.
Shout out Peter Hamlin. God bless Peter.
God bless my doctor, Peter Hamlin.
Yeah.
You know? And Team Watson. God bless Tim Watson, and on top of that, my carer.
Definitely. And I tell you, God bless Muhammad Ali, because obviously you're in a terrible place. You're in a very dark place.
When I broke out laughing, Jim, my body broke out into normality again. I made the first sound I've made. And that was the healing process within itself.
Because you start getting stronger then, don't you? You start getting stronger and stronger.
My heart has been broken. Back to reality.
Yeah.
Back to life.
Life.
So you say so Muhammad coming and inspired you?
My hero started me in boxing and provided the healing tonic.
Yeah, it goes to show the importance of that.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Who by the power of the spirit?
Yeah.
That's great stuff.
Words are so powerful, innit? They can pick people up or put people down.
It's amazing, and I will be making a film.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that film. We're gonna talk about the film and talk about the life story. I mean, it's a phenomenal story, Mike.
It should be inspiration to a lot of helpless souls around town.
I mean, did you? Sorry, go on, Brett.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm intrigued to know like the time after. You know, you've now woke up, you've seen Muhammad Ali. Yeah. You know, what does that next 6 months bring you? I'm guessing it's an uphill battle.
Made it so easy. Gave me see Muhammad Ali has given me so much strength. My hero. How many people has Ali's? Not one, but me.
You think he's flown over just to see you, Mike?
With family.
That's phenomenal.
His wives. That's amazing, Jim.
That's a phenomenal story. I mean, there's not many people that can say that either.
What a blessing.
Unreal. How long after Muhammad come in? How long was you actually in hospital?
Quite a long time, but you know what was your rehabilitation at that point, Mike? Like most people know the story, but for those that don't, could you walk? Could you talk?
I couldn't walk and I couldn't talk. Wow. I was still in a wheelchair.
What sort of period of time? How long was your wheelchair?
6 years, I think.
6 years.
Yeah, about 6 years.
And never give up.
I didn't give up. I kept the faith. I've always believed I'll be better. Determination.
Did you have dark times at all, Mike? Where you, I mean, obviously, listen, you know, you as an athlete such as yourself, you know, an elite athlete.
I certainly did, Jim.
Yeah.
I I'm glad that I'm glad I had a character, sense of humour.
Got a great sense of humour. Great sense of humour.
In the ward, all the others would have. It would have been mind blowing. A patient in my ward, believe it or not, his name was Michael. All of this there.
Oh, no.
Oh, shut up! Shut your mouth! I'll show you. Shut up! It went all quiet. The nurses laughing to themselves.
I would say it's a good job for the nurses that you wasn't walking so well, because I reckon they would have been in trouble.
I told you to say that. Oh, some of them just bent over in front of me.
Keep it clean.
Joking. No, this is fine. Tell us, Mike. Tell us.
There's a bent over. Oh, Zarina. I remember the name. It's bent over. It's a good thing I'm mentally stable, mate.
Good stuff, Mike. See, it sounds like you had everything. You had Muhammad Ali visiting you, you had nurses bending over.
Trying to turn me on, Jim. Thank God for self-control. I didn't have a choice but to behave myself. I couldn't walk anywhere.
Little Mike just watched.
Thank God for editing.
Yeah.
Mike, you're an MBE, bro.
Yeah, mate. So, Mike, listen. Let's touch on the fact that...
Scrap the MBE, eh?
Yeah, you would.
That doesn't go on my man.
Let's touch on the fact that, you've gone through this, you've kind of gone through bad times. Obviously, Muhammad's inspired you. You've started, your process of walking again, your process of talk, all these things that the doctor said you wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah.
You're doing.
Defied the odds.
And one of the most unbelievable things for me, you then take part in the marathon.
Yeah. I love challenges, Jim.
You don't do anything easy, do you?
I'm a real man. I love a challenge, Jim. Challenges of the impossible.
Because we're going to have a load of...
I'm here to set a legacy.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have a load of people who are going to sit there and saying, well, I can't do the marathon because of this, I can't do the marathon because of that. Yeah. What excuse can you honestly say, like genuinely, how could you turn around and say, I can't do the marathon because of this when you hear what Mike went through?
90% of the population would tell you they can't do the marathon for some reason.
Yeah.
All things are possible. Mind over matter.
Yeah.
It's all about programming, working on positives in your mindset.
I mean, how do you feel, Mike? Because this is going to be heavy praise, but I think it's very just. You've been visited by Muhammad Ali. He's inspired you. Like, how do you feel now? Because I've been lucky enough to be around you for events, and I'm quite fortunate enough to call us very good friends, if not family.
Yes, we are.
And I've seen how you inspire people. Even when you've been in my pub doing bits and pieces, I see you've taken on that Muhammad Ali role now. You inspire people like he's inspired you. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen you inspire people. And how do you feel about that?
What Ali had done when he saw me, he passed on the message then to me.
Yeah, I believe that as well.
He says to me, I'm gone, I want you to carry on. He passed the torch on to me, Jim. And it's a privilege to keep that torch light burning.
I think it's mad sort of seeing Mike in a room of boxing fans, how everyone just there's so much respect and they're just in awe of him, like they just love him.
Do you know, he's always, this is going to make his head even bigger now. I don't think that hat's going to fit on there any longer. He's always the most, wherever he goes, he's always the one that people make a beeline for. They always have got to get to Mike.
You know what, Jim? A belt had been passed on to me, the People's Champion.
Yeah.
That fits well. That does fit well.
I want to be the People's Champion.
You are, Mike.
You are, yeah.
You are, and listen, you'll always be.
I prefer to be the people champion and have a place to go around my waist.
But you'll always be that. That's a title. I mean, you don't even need a title for that.
I've got to set my legacy.
Yeah. And you've done that. And like I said, you inspire people. You know, you're helping people through bad times in their life.
It's absolute privilege.
It's phenomenal work you're doing.
Thank you.
And I don't think that's just boxers either. I think that's just the general public.
Yeah.
Anyone who hears your story and sees what you've actually gone through and achieved. Mike, I think we've all seen firsthand how at certain events where you turn up and you inspire. You can see everyone just is in awe, and there'll be so many other people, maybe more current people, who actually that's what the event's about. You turn up and everyone is just in awe of you, and I think it's your story, your journey. What you've overcome is incredible.
Thank you.
We're proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What would you say to the youth or anyone struggling out there?
Anyone that's struggling with mental problems, don't quit or give up hope. Look what I've been through. If I can go through what I've been through, you can do just likewise. Keep the faith and be strong and determined. God bless.
Good man, Mike.
Good man.
Strong message. Strong message.
Getting back on, just like to talk about sort of the darker days, the carjacking, and you've been through more than most people ever go through. Tell us more about that carjacking.
It was very traumatizing. I've been dragged on the ground for 500 meters. I didn't have no fear. But I felt safe while I was being dragged on that floor. I felt spiritual bodies around me. I felt calm and cool. Because I know I'm on this earth for a purpose.
Incredible.
And I will not die, but live.
Whereabouts was you?
Chingford.
In Chingford?
Yeah.
And they just come from nowhere and...
They tried to spray me with acid in my face. That's why I opened the door. As soon as I opened the door, the car flew out of the car. Luckily, the seatbelt was around my shoulders. I've just been dragged down to the ground for 500 meters. But miraculously, I survived, Jim.
Listen, there's no doubt in that, Mike. There's no doubt in that.
Indestructible.
Thank God.
Iron Mike.
Yeah.
Iron
Yeah,
Mike.
literally, yeah.
It's not me, Jim. It's what's within me. Power of the Spirit.
I mean, you can have a lot of people listening, and there'll be a lot of people thinking, they're going through. Listen, it's a tough time at the moment for everyone, and everyone's going through their own battles. Everyone's going through their own kind of mental trauma and stuff like that. But listening to you, Mike, I can't see how people won't be inspired by your story, by your journey. Everything you've gone through, everything you've come through. As I said, you've achieved a marathon. You was an MBE. You was awarded an MBE. Yeah. Boxing Hall of Fame. I mean, you've literally gone through everything life can throw at someone, and you've come through it a much better person, and that's a crazy thing to say.
Thank God.
Crazy thing to say.
Thank God, Jim.
Definitely. Very inspiring man.
He took down to the higher power.
Very inspiring man.
Spirits are for real in this universe.
Some journey.
Some journey.
What about the next 5 years? What's next? I know you've got a film coming out.
I've got a film coming out. Hopefully that should help a lot of souls in life. Inspirational.
When's that due, do we know?
No, so the film ain't coming out just yet. We've got the script. It has already been written. So we're just looking for a production company to take that on.
Is it life story?
Yep, Michael's life story.
Right, okay.
Listen, everyone should jump on board. Seriously, Mike's life story phenomenal.
Do you know what? I'd be very interested to put it out to crowdfunding, because I think there's so many people who would love to see that story brought to life. I think that would be interesting to see how crowdfunding would work.
Yeah, I agree.
I think everyone, that story needs to be told.
It's one thing for Mike to speak about what he's gone through and people to listen to it, but to actually see it as a film rather than just a documentary.
Yeah, touching.
Yeah, it should be able to touch the people's hearts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it'll inspire. Listen, we keep using the word inspire and inspirational and motivational, but it's there. It's there. You listen. You've only got to listen to Mike talk himself, and you know exactly kind of his life story. And listen, it's a film. It is a film. You know, there's bits and pieces of that you could be thinking you're watching a Hollywood blockbuster, but this guy lived that.
You couldn't write that script, could you?
Couldn't write it.
You couldn't write it.
This guy's lived that life. He's been through all of that. You know, and I think that you're still reaching out to people. You know, and even after this podcast, you'll be reaching out. You'll be inspiring people. And that's another thing we wanted to say, that, you know, Mike does a lot of motivational speaking. He does a lot of gym visits. He does a lot of appearances. Mike's calendar, social calendar, he's got a better life than I have. But if anyone listens and wants to reach out, if they get in touch with us, we can direct them in the right channels. So, you know,
100%, yeah.
And having Mike at your nan's birthday if you want, because he's a great talker as well. So
you're right, one. You are.
I thought you were going to say stripper.
You like him in bloody blood. Don't like him down to my kneecaps.
You know, the idea of Mike turning up and talking about himself, he'll love that.
I'm right, you are, Jim. You're not wrong about that, mate. You're not wrong about that.
So Michael was just recently made a WBC Cares ambassador, where his role as an ambassador is to visit boxing gyms and inspire the next level of fighters.
Well,
yeah, man.
Good man, Mike.
Yeah. And I think that's the perfect role.
That's the dungeon.
The perfect role, you know?
Yeah, I mean, even when we go to the gyms and we see the youngsters, they don't know who Michael is, they don't know his story. But when a champion turns up, it gives them that encouragement, and then they go home, speak to their parents about who's visited the gym. The parents then tell them all about Mike. Then the youngsters, they want to learn.
I think this is the thing. You need to bridge that gap, because social media and, you know, our generation, there is a sort of missing link that we've kind of got to put it. You know, you could like you say. You know, like, I remember walking into Nando's with Roy Jones Jr. and everyone in there is 19 years old. No one knows who he is, and it's mad. You know,
Younger generation.
Yeah, you know, you kind of want to sort of shake them and say, like, you know, this is a legend. You know, this is someone you should, you know, be inspired by.
They wouldn't know.
But then that's what we're here for. We're here to try and bridge that gap.
That's right.
Definitely.
You know, and get as much exposure.
That's true.
And give this legend a platform. I think that's what's needed.
Yeah, you know, as Mike says many a times, the younger generation, they don't have that role model. They don't have no one to look up to. They're too busy on their phones, and whatever the internet shows them, that's what they learn.
Yeah.
And there's no gyms, is there? The gyms are shutting down. The youth clubs are shutting down. So
no hope for youngsters.
No, kids, unfortunately, are turning to the streets.
They have no vision.
No, that's right. That's right. But yeah, you know, the more stuff we do like this, the more stuff that
the more
gets
that
out.
they'll be inspired and give them hope.
100%. And then you've got a story. You've got, you know, you catch the interest. There's a story there.
That's right, Jim.
Even with social media these days, you know, like kids give up easy. You know, it's like attention spans. You know, you've got 10 seconds with a kid on social media, and you know, if they've not,
because
the attention's gone.
Social media is pure rubbish, bad influence.
A lot of it, yeah, definitely.
That's what it is. A muck.
Not completely, because this podcast will be out there soon.
Yeah, this podcast will be on social media as well. That bit's all right. That bit's fine.
I'm working my goal shop.
Yeah. Mike likes that one.
Exception. Exception.
Fantastic.
I think it's been a pleasure having you here today. I love the time with you.
It's been good.
And hopefully we'll see more of you very soon. And if we can help in any way, shape or form with this
100%.
film.
I told Jim, we are now a unit.
Definitely, Mike.
So after Michael's accident, he had a testimonial at Arsenal where he was wheeled out onto the pitch. 30 years later, last year, on the 1st of April, Arsenal versus Leeds, Mike walked out onto the Arsenal pitch.
Wow.
Top man, Mike.
Wow.
And shadowboxing.
You could have knocked out a couple of the players for me, to be fair.
I think it was the last game they won.
Well, Spurs players.
No, Arsenal players. And the manager.
It was the last game they won, apparently.
Yeah, it was.
You got.
They were scared to lose. There was a boxer there.
Mate, you got recording on Milwaukee. Have you seen me walking out on the Alton pitch?
No, we'll have a look. We'll probably we can put the link up as well,
definitely,
can't we?
yeah,
We can put the link up on our cast and we'll see it.
Let's do it now.
We've got to finish recording first. Don't work like that, Mike.
Advance of technology.
Yeah. No, but you know, it's been an absolute pleasure seeing you, Mike, as always, listening to your story. I've heard the story 1,000 times, and it never fails to inspire me, shock me, and meet with yourself as well, Haroon. Lovely to see you again.
Likewise. God bless. One of the charities, sorry, let me just add it. One of the charities that Michael's involved with is a charity called the Dream Factory. Shouts out to the Dream Factory. They grant wishes to terminally ill children.
That's right.
And it gives them hope. So when Mike turns up, the children can relate to Mike.
Well inspired.
Fantastic.
That's
Brilliant.
beautiful.
I've been there, Jim.
Brilliant, Mike.
We'll stick the link in the bio for that as well, definitely, yeah.
Thank you.
Out, so
Dream Factory.
all this information everyone can see. And
A couple of big shouts. The Shanks family, Trevor and Kevin Shanks.
That's right.
They mean a lot to Team Watson. And again, big shout out to Dave Hull. He's a major part of Team Watson. What he does for Michael or Team Watson,
It's amazing.
people don't see what goes on behind closed doors, but he works exceptionally hard for our cause.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
stuff.
Because it's good to be dealing with sincere people in life, Jim.
Definitely, Mike. 100%.
Well, look, hopefully we'll have you guys back on soon.
Absolutely.
It would be a pleasure to get you back in here.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be talking about the film going live
Yes.
soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great to
Yeah,
have a
I'd
little
love to
follow-up.
see that, yeah.
Be great to have a follow-up.
Yeah.
That should be good.
Can I be in the film, Mike?
You are in it, Jim.
Oh, that's beautiful. Fantastic. I think maybe Brad Pitt could play me or someone like that. What are you thinking?
Sort of beer that.
Cheers, Mike.
You're welcome.
Quality.
Good man,
good,
kid.
brother.
I'm glad someone said it.
You've gone all red, Jim.
Yeah. Well, I remembered. I'm driving home, so enjoy walking.
Oh, God. I forgot about that. sorry, Jim. I didn't mean that. You're all big mouth.
Fantastic, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael the Force Watson.
Good man. What a man. What a man.
Keep clapping.
Yeah. Keep clapping.
Well done, mate.
Beautiful, mate. Fantastic.